sir. You can start.
Yeah, good afternoon to everyone. On behalf of the management and principal, dean sir, HODs, and the faculty members, I warmly welcome Mr. Vignesh, CEO of Infosec, Chennai, for the generic talk series 2, Fortifying Futures, Navigating the Path to Cybersecurity Expertise. I welcome you, sir. Now, I would like to invite our esteemed Dean Research, Dr. K. Tyagarajan, to deliver the welcome address. Please, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Honorable Chairman, most respected Vice Chairman, and other members of the management of R.M.D Group of Institutions, distinguished Principal of R.M.D Engineering College, esteemed Chief Guest, Mr. C. Vignesh, learned heads of departments, faculty members, and dear students. A gracious welcome to each one of you as we gather for a momentous occasion, an online presentation and talk by Mr. C. Vignesh, the building Wizzc CEO of Vault Infosec, Chennai. It is an honor to extend my warmest greeting to all of you on this auspicious day. First and foremost, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the management of R.M.D Group of Institutions for their unwavering support and commitment to fostering a culture of continuous learning and growth. Today's presentation, titled Fortifying Futures, Navigating the Path to Cybersecurity Expertise, promises to be an enriching experience designed to enhance your cybersecurity skills. We are privileged to have Mr. C. Vignesh, a distinguished leader and CEO of Vault Infosec, share his insights with us. This offers a unique opportunity to learn from one of the industry visionaries, gaining valuable insights into cybersecurity. On behalf of the management, principal, heads of department, faculty members, students, and personally, I extend a warm welcome to you, sir. My special acknowledgement is due to our esteemed principal for providing steadfast guidance. I extend my heartiest welcome to our heads of departments, esteemed faculty members, and the vibrant online student community present with us today. Your presence is a testament to your dedication to continuous learning and upskilling, essential qualities in our evolving world. I would like to express our heartfelt thanks to Dr. Anita, Head of Artificial and Machine Learning Department, and her dedicated team for arranging this event as part of the generic talk series 2. Your efforts are truly commendable, and we are grateful for your contributions, madam. Let us embark on this journey of knowledge together with a spirit of curiosity and a commitment to continuous learning. I encourage each one of you to actively participate and make the most of this opportunity for growth and development. Thank you all for part of this significant event. Here is an inspiring session ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to invite our HOD, Dr. C.S. Anita, to introduce our chief guest.
Thank you, sir. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Mr. Vignesh C, CEO Wizzc USA and founder and CEO of Vault Infosec Chennai. Mr. Vignesh completed his BTech IT from R.M.D Engineering College in 2013 and MBA in Information Security Management from Madras University in 2016. He has a demonstrated history of working in IT and services industry. His skill set includes ethical hacking, threat and vulnerability management, cloud security and information security, for which he has several certifications to his credit. He started his career as a security trainee engineer and then went on to be an information security engineer and then a senior security engineer. He is the founder and CEO of Vault Infosec Chennai since 2019 and is also the CEO of Wizzc USA since 2021. We are very happy to have you with us, sir, and we are eagerly waiting to listen to you and to learn from you. Hearty welcome to you, sir, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, ma'am. Without any further delay, let's begin the session. I kindly request our chief guest, Mr. Vignesh, to take over the session.
Thank you, Sudarshan. Thank you, Anita ma'am, for the brief introduction. Indeed, my pleasure joining this session. Thank you for having me today. And thank you, Dr. K.K. Tyagarajan sir, for having your presence here. It always feels like a home when I come to our institution, be it R.M.D or R.M.D for that matter, because I've spent more than usually the engineering course is 4 years, but I've spent 3 years of my polytechnic in Durga Devi Polytechnic College and 3 years of my engineering with R.M.K. So this always feels like a home ground to me. So thank you for again inviting me for the session. So without any further delay, for the people who are looking in the YouTube, I'll straight away go ahead with the screen sharing. I have few slides which I wanted to present. Can the host help me with enabling the screen sharing for me?
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Jaykumar, sir.
Ma'am?
Sir, the speaker wants to share his screen.
Yeah, now it is enabled.
Now sir can share, ma'am.
Yeah, now it is enabled. Great. Let me know if you are able to see my screen.
See, yes, Vignesh.
Sir, it is visible. It is visible.
Okay, great. 1 minute. Let's just put this here so that. So without any further delay, today I'm going to speak about navigating path into cybersecurity. So how to get into the field of cybersecurity. And I also understood that there will be many people, especially from our college and outside our college, and you might be from artificial intelligence and machine learning. I believe this session will be very useful for you to know how you can have a path towards your cybersecurity. And this is what basically I'm going to speak about today. So I think most of the introduction is done. So I'll take very little time in introducing who am I and the evolving threat landscape and then importance of cybersecurity and what is the role of AI in cybersecurity, building a secure AI system and the career paths in cybersecurity, the future of cybersecurity and how to learn and earn now, not later. And I'll be happy to take questions as well. So just a minute, let me see if I can. Yep. So I'm an information security enthusiast. So when I was pursuing engineering, like way back in 2013, there wasn't much information or much data is available like what you are seeing now. So right now, apart from what you search in Google, you have many search engines, many artificial intelligence, many chatbots, and AI powered. You all know about ChatGPT, Google Bard. So we have many resources where you can pursue cybersecurity. But unlike in those times, the only blindfolded thing that we all know is hacking. So how to get into ethical hacking? This was the phrase which attracted me, and I really wanted or desperate to get into the field of cybersecurity, and that interest I'm holding till date. Be it I'm a CEO of a product and a service company. I'm trying to put more of my time in learning the field as well as contributing to the field. So this is who I am. And as you all know, I'm the founder of Vault Infosec. So a company started in 2016. We recently celebrated our 8th year anniversary on 26 Jan. And we also have a product called Wizzc, which predominantly helps customers in solving their compliance or maintaining their compliance for that matter. I'm a speaker at Null, OASP, ISACA, and Empowering Women in IT. So I've been talking about the latest trends in cybersecurity. We've been talking about many useful topics, which is very easy to understand as well as very technological as well. Few things which I want you to know about me is I have done an ethical hacking exercise, like a 6 hour hacking, where I've been able to hack 64 companies in 6 hours. And that includes many companies that you see in the logo right now. So Intel, Accenture. So all these companies' server was under my control. So I was able to play with the server. I ethically reported them to all these companies, and they recognized me in their website. If you go to their website, they have provided me, some companies provided me certificates, some company gave me bounty. So this is what it was. So coming to why we are here, like what is maybe I should minimize this. Yeah. So what is the need for cybersecurity, and how cybersecurity will, just a minute, I'll see if I can. Yeah. Thank you. So the need of cybersecurity is very vast. And when it comes to cybersecurity, the first and foremost thing, people, why they want to go into cybersecurity or why businesses want cybersecurity is to reduce the risk of their business. So any cybersecurity event that happens to your business, then the reputation goes for a toss, and you lose your market from your competitors, and the customer trust will reduce. And that is a risk that any businesses own, and that is a need why cybersecurity is very important today. And as I told you, it requires business to save the brand image. So protecting the brand image is second, and protect and build customer confidence. So if I claim that I have a ISO certified company, and if I claim that my data is, the data that you provide to my product is secure, that builds a confidence to my customers that whatever data that they provide to my application or to me during service is protected. So this is another important thing which is very essential when it comes to cybersecurity. Protecting and safeguarding data, that is a primary act why or what is done in the course of cybersecurity. So how you are going to protect the data, and how we are going to safeguard the customer data, and how much importance that you're giving, how much of controls that you have put to ensure the customer data is safe with you. And finally, which improves the trust of your customers, investors, all the stakeholders and the lenders, because this is something maybe not pretty much implemented in India, but I'm sure in other countries, if any citizen wants to give a data to you, they'll think twice. They'll not give you any sensitive information. They'll not give you any personal information unless there is absolute necessity. In India, we recently have the privacy law in place, which is DPDPA. So once that is full-fledgedly implemented, you would see a lot of changes coming into the culture of people on how the data has to be given. We are trying our best from Vault Infosec perspective. We are giving as much as awareness as we could. Recently, also, I've given an interview which will be helpful for public and how to safeguard your data and how to handle your data. Now let's come back to yeah. So this is, I mean, I would like to start the session with one example. And I believe people who are listening to it don't try this in our college website. This is, way back in maybe 2017. I was just, I mean, that is a time when, R.M.D Engineering College introduced a public login for students and alumni to sign in to the college website. I was so curious because I mean, firsthand, I'm a security enthusiast. So when I see any web application or when I see anything, my mind always thinks about how they are handling it, how they are going to handle if some intrusions are going to happen. So with that interest, I was just trying to play around. I mean, it was simple thing which I did, and tons of all the students' data got disclosed. I immediately reported to the department, my department. HOD and other staff members, and they immediately fixed it within the same day. But I just want to bring that example here again to tell you or make you understand how a simple bug can make a huge breach. We constantly hear about data breaches. This company has faced a data breach, that company faced a data breach. So what is data breach? So basically, unintentionally disclosure of information to a unauthorized person. So that is a data breach, and you are entitled to see your data. And if you are entitled, if you are not entitled to see any other's data, personal data or sensitive data. So if you are able to do it, then that's called data breach, right? So in this example, just rmkec.ac.in, just redacted for training purpose. I believe people will use this as a learning opportunity, not do anything else. So, this was the URL, the actual URL, and the ID which showed here was 920. Then I was just thinking about, okay, my ID is 920. What if I change the ID to all these parameters? So I started changing, I logged into my own account. I signed up, I logged into my account. Then I keep on changing the ID, which helped me to see that this was the SQL query in the error. Then I saw what are the informations getting disclosed, and it actually tells you like what are the parameters that are there. And with that information, I just changed this ID 920 into different ID and 918, which actually disclosed one of the student in that year, like current year was 2016, and her data, her email, her number, basically all her personal informations were disclosed. So these are, this is one type of very simple bug. In our security terminology, we call this as insecure direct object reference. So basically, you are writing a code where it is reference to an ID, but there isn't a permission check which was done. So as soon as I identified, I reported, it was ethically remediated. But this is how in real people would face a security bug. So be aware on how you are handling the user inputs if you are a developer, right? Okay. Now we'll come to the actual topic, the evolving the cyber threat landscape. So what is evolving? So on a daily basis, we see many digital platforms are coming up. We see many banking is coming up. There are banks who doesn't have a physical location at all, but they claim we are a digital bank. We doesn't have a physical presence. So there are a lot of learnings platforms, applications which are there in the tons and tons of applications are there in the internet today. And we are in the era of promoting the digital world, right? So everything is digitalized. We don't carry even cash these days. We just do a GPay or we use other apps to pay to our daily use. When we usually shopkeepers hesitate to be digital, but nowadays they are encouraging us to pay using digital, because it is also saving them from giving you the change, and it is saving a lot of time as well. So this is the evolution that we are in today. A lot of tech improvements are happening, and there is a huge race in the artificial intelligence. To be honest, artificial intelligence have is been in the in the talks for almost 8-10 years, but very recently we are able to witness a lot of a lot of tools use AI as a major or a power engine, which helps to reduce a lot of work. And the rise of AI creates a lot of opportunity on both sides. One, to reduce the work, as well as the attack surface is also increasing. And new social engineering tactics are being introduced. So previously, we would have heard about some stranger calling our grandparents or parents and telling, I'm speaking from bank, I want to hear your code, so on and so forth. But these days, they are not even calling. They are just sending a message, provoking you to click on it, and then, boom, it's done. So it's like the evaluation of tactics that attackers use to exploit a particular victim is also being eased, and it is very much increased these days. And businesses operating from remote, there are many businesses, including our business, who operate from remote. We generally have a phrase of having 2 days of work from home a month. Previously, we were completely operating from remote. So if you are completely operating from remote, then the challenges are like how the internet is going to be at your home, because it is not protected. You are not behind a firewall, right? So if it's office premise, then there are a lot of controls that be in place, but it is hard for a business to implement a network security basically in your home or where you're operating from. So businesses, tend to invest a lot of implementations for people who are operating from remote. So this is one challenge, and why cybersecurity became important these days. And growing attack surface, as the digital world is growing, attack surface is also growing along with it. For any innovation that comes, which you have heard about, there is obviously a cyber security need for that technology to be taken care. And most of the times, or 90% of the attack falls under this category: lack of awareness. So usually people care about how to use the data, how to work on an environment, but how much they are aware that this is private data, and how much they are aware that this action should not be done, how much they are aware that they should not click on certain links which are provoking to them, how much they are aware this is sensitive, this is non-sensitive, how much they are aware this data I can send it over this channel, or I need to send a sensitive data via a secure channel. So those things are very, very important, and these are the primary reasons why cybersecurity need and the evaluation of threat landscape is also growing along with the need of cybersecurity. So one example which I can correlate, or you can also correlate, is that in 2018, since 2018, the evaluation of how much a ransomware payment has been done to an attacker is increased to a very large extent, right? So nowadays, for a startup like us, generating a $400,000 is not a easy deal, right? But in one mistake that a business does, ransom is being imposed, and we have to pay a ransom of $400,000. It will put a business under a big threat, right? So the amount of dollars that you spend on as fines, you could have heard about GDPR, where it's a European data protection law, where if you disclose any of the citizens' information or store European citizens' information in any other server, and it is getting breached, then you have got to pay a huge fine. Likewise, if you are not handling the data in a proper manner, then that will also put you under a different sort of payments like ransom. Okay, now I'll come to what is the role of artificial intelligence in cybersecurity, how much it is being consumed right now. So, if I have to speak about the role of AI, especially it is very, very useful on the threat detection part, and how a product or an application or intelligence helps you in identifying the incidents. So the, on a growing threat vector, it is very important to know which is sensitive, which is non-sensitive, which is an incident, which is a non-incident. And if you take any enterprise for that matter, they are spending crores of money or thousands of dollars, especially on this particular matter. And there are like tools, a lot of tools available these days, and a lot of tools are incorporating like artificial intelligence to those tools, and that is nearly helping every organization to efficiently identify the threat, as well as the identify what are the incidents, and also try imposing the mitigations on us on the same go. So the role of AI is it is going to be very, very important, and right now it is also we are witnessing a lot of importance for AI in cybersecurity. Okay, so what is threat detection, by the way? So threat detection is like, assume, we have a company and we have a product. There will be many users outside, outside the company. Could be anyone from India or any part of the world could be accessing our application. So when they access, assume product is like Facebook, and anyone can sign in from anywhere. So there are different types of users in Facebook. One, a legitimate user who wants to use it for the intended purpose. One could be an attacker or a hacker who wants to manipulate or trigger or do some malicious activities within the platform. So in this case, how Facebook is going to detect one as a legitimate action, or how the Facebook is going to differentiate the legitimacy of actions. That is where this threat detection comes into the play. Not just the antivirus or not just the endpoint protection, which helps you in threat detection, using a lot of logs which are generated by different sources. It can be your application which generates logs based on user accessing your application. It can be the server, it can be the network. So all these devices and applications generate a huge amount of log. Those logs will be put into one particular tool where AI plays a major role in analyzing, what the legitimacy of the actions done by the user, whether that is a threat or whether that is an incident, how much priority it is, how I can respond to those things. And there are certain limitations to AI. I would not say that AI does everything. It's basically a training model. And I believe a lot of you are aware that AI has a lot of capabilities, 100%. I don't disagree, but I also don't agree to the fact that it has limitations where security governance are something that manual interventions are required, and on a timely manner we can slowly get into an act where we train the model saying this is, if this happens, this is the governance that we need to do, or how you are going to govern the entire information security of the company. So those things you can train, but initially on a if you are starting to implement AI for handling cybersecurity, then it's going to be a lot of limitations that you will face. It takes time for an AI to get settled into an environment. This is what we are witnessing on a daily basis. And there are a lot of talent which is required for AI ML. This is where students who are listening, who are pursuing AI ML, you should be very motivated, because I see a lot of requirement these days in this particular field. Apart from cybersecurity, even in the field of cybersecurity, as we are speaking today, there are a lot of requirements for this AI and ML, and there are talent shortages. So if you are pursuing an engineering itself in AI and ML, better do a lot of research on how you can, or take some small projects, take a small problem which would solve a user problem or a business problem using AI ML, and showcase that to our business. They will be ready to hire you. So this is what my perspective is. And gone those days where we just learn what we did in engineering and we get a job, right? So this is one type. And I know about RMK, R.M.D. They are very much towards students, parents, helping you to get a job. But actually speaking, today the world is like, what is your talent? And talent is equal to the job. So whatever you do in the college, you be it a 10 CGPA, that helps you to enter into the gate. But after entering, your talent purely speaks. So yeah, you got to develop your talent in the required field. And I don't say it is only AML which is going to play a part, but there are other fields as well. But when I'm speaking about cybersecurity and the importance of AI and ML in cybersecurity, there are a lot of opportunities which are popping up. There are many product companies these days, including us, who are implementing AI in the product. And for those companies, you people are going to be the next gen people supporting the product to be helping a lot of customers in the global market. And I also have a stat in the global AI and cybersecurity market. 46.86 billion, is the reach that it is going to be in 2026. 2026 is not too far, and we are just a couple of years away. And this is the prediction that we have. So in cybersecurity, AI is going to play a huge role. So if you are pursuing AI, if you are pursuing ML, if you are pursuing robotic process automation, then this is going to give you a good career in cybersecurity and other fields as well. Thank you. Next is about building a secure AI system. Okay, what if I don't build a secure AI system? As much as technology is easing out the process of a user, a business, etc., as much as AI is going to increase the experience of a user, etc., it also has equal amount of threat being imposed to a system. So what if someone trains the data wrongly or feeds the data wrongly? So what if the model actually gives whatever sensitive information that you ask for? You go to a chat GPT, ask for some personal information about a person which it is currently being trained, then that is going to be a huge, in fact, a very big problem to humanity as well. So right, these days there are two things which is very important, like we say in cybersecurity, personally identifiable information. So how one can identify a person? It could be a combination of email address, phone number, your first name, last name, etc. And the sensitive informations like your credit card, your something which is very sensitive to only you, like any payment information, your bank account. So all these things are sensitive information. So any data which is being trained under the sensitive information or the personal information, then that's going to play a very huge role. So how to build a secure AI system? In cybersecurity, there is different fields, and especially in application security, we say secure by design or shifting left. So actual meaning of secure by design and or shifting left is to concentrate security early in the life cycle of the application. So we say SDLC, right? Software development life cycle. In the software development life cycle, putting security at every level of software development and early in the development. So that is where that is where these days enterprise and other companies are very much concentrating to avoid security impact in the later part of the architecture. So as soon as you create an architecture, you probably concentrate on making it secure. So I don't even think about developing my architecture. I first review my architecture in terms of security. I do something called threat modeling. So what is this threat modeling? Threat modeling is like helping someone to perform a post-mortem on the architecture that you want to create. So why I say a post-mortem is because it's basically like looking into each and every box that you have in the architecture, how the request flows from the user to the system, and system to the user. What are, I mean, how what is the transaction medium, whether that is encrypted, what are the problems that could come during this transaction, what could go wrong. So putting all these questions there, getting answers, implementing and changing the architecture based on the models, the threat that you have identified and the models that you have created. So this is called security by design principles. So once you want to implement a AI system, it is very essential for someone to do this secure by design, follow the secure by design practices. Then that will help you to build a secure AI system. And role of AI ML engineers. So as I told you during the start of the session, that user awareness is very important. So building an ethical AI system is in the hands of the engineers who develop the AI system. So you should probably know what are the, I mean, what are the effects that you would have if, in case if you train the AI model, non-ethically, and you did not feed the right data. For example, you train a chatbot, you give a biased data to it, and it can, provide some unethical informations and make the response to the user on a tough manner, and it can misguide the user to a different path. All these things, this will land in the reputation of the company, product, etc. And there are other risks involved in the AI system, which is like data poisoning. So what if a malicious attacker, provides incorrect data to your model? So that actually creates a lot of reputational damage. And if this is happening in a financial data where you are, let's say I want to look into the model and identify who are all not paying my card, not paying the loan properly, then you misguide me to someone who's paying correctly. So I lose my reputation, as well as I'm going to get a land on a data which is non-relevant. So this data poisoning. And model bias is like you amplify the data and be biased to one particular outcome. So this will again get into inequalities. It will create a lot of legal issues. So when it comes to artificial intelligence, legal or privacy plays a very major role, because all you're going to do is to play around the data that you have. So when you play around the data, identifying the sensitivity and the importance of the data that you're playing around, so that is very important. So that's why I mentioned the additional security risk. The privacy breaches or privacy impact should be considered. And if the AI is going to be very complex, it will be very tough for someone to handle it as well as to reverse it. And when it comes to supply chain attacks, it's like involvement of third party into the software. For example, you build an AI model, how it will interact with the third party software. Third party will not or may not have the same capability that you have in your product. And when these two interact, how the AI model is going to respond. So all these things are the security risks that you need to consider while building an AI system. Okay. So now I come to different career paths in cybersecurity. So there are different domains in cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is not just one domain where I do a vulnerability assessment or a penetration testing, or I do an ethical hacking on a network. No, in corporate, it is seen at a very broad level. So it starts right from the physical security, where you have a person, looking at who is entering, whether they are tailgating or whether they are entering with an access card, whether do they have the right, mechanism in place to enter, are they authorized to enter, those things. And after that, when you get a system, how much the system is secured, how much the applications that you are using in the system is going to be secure, how much the data that you're going to transfer is secure. So everything has a separate department in cybersecurity. For handling risk alone, there will be a separate team called risk assessment team. So for handling the governance, there will be a separate team, separate department in the cybersecurity. So if I have to categorize broadly, one is like an architect kind of a view where you involve very early in the stage of the life cycle, and you get to look into how the designs are being, how much secure the designs are, how much secure the architectures are, what are the threats that you could spot with the designs that has been created. So that is one area like security architecture. Second is like the compliance, which is the overall perspective of cyber security. So why I say overall is because a compliance consists of three major things: people, process, and technology. So when I say people, it means how much the people is aware, how much the people are trained about the cybersecurity events, and the sensitivity of the data. And when I say process, it's like how much process security that you have, which will enable you to get out of any situation instead of losing all the data, and how much of technical controls you have that you have put in place, which will help you to even if a breach happens, you don't disclose much data. So how are you going to ensure if some incident is happening, you are immediately recovering from those incidents, and you understand that the incident has happened. So today, in today's world, it's high importance that company understands that the incident has happened, because that is where companies are failing. Like there is a interesting sense in cybersecurity. People say that one, that there is an attack, or you don't know there is an attack, but definitely there isn't a company which has never gone without a cyber attack. If you ask me, yes, there are many phishing emails that flows into our company, but we have right mechanisms in place, we have awareness in place, we have compliance in place, which enables our employees and stakeholders to be aware about these incidents. So every company will have some sort of a cybersecurity importance, though they are not very much or very closely related to application or network for that matter. So any company would want a system to operate these days, and any company would want an internet to communicate. So if these two are there, definitely there is a need for cybersecurity. This is my perspective. And next comes the education field, where training, like what we are doing today, and there are many awareness that needs to be spread across. And when it comes to cybersecurity, there are a lot of labs which are around, where you can practice how to hack into a system, how to get access of a remote mission, how to gain data from remote, how to get into an application, identify the vulnerabilities of the application, and try getting the data, or ensure you spoil the reputations of those things. So all these are under the awareness training. And there is another thing called blue team or security operations center, which actually is like um, we discuss about incident handling, we discuss about threat detection, right? So those things will come under that particular team, where they monitor. You would have seen in films, you would have heard from your friends who are working in the industry already. So there will be like a huge screen in front of them. They used to monitor using a lot of tools, identifying the threats, identifying what are the real-time incidents that are happening, and remediating. In touch with different teams inside, they'll remediate all the incidents that are happening. So this is another field. So cybersecurity, as in is a very vast field, and if you had to pursue cybersecurity, you got to choose which one you want to get into it. So if from a student perspective, I would say technical is one side, where all the assessment, threat intelligence, your architecture reviews come into the picture, and process is another place where compliances framework, the education comes into the picture. So you got to choose which one you want to get into. Yep. So career path of cybersecurity, you can find a lot of roles in threat intelligence, a company who builds a threat intelligence platform, a company who does threat intelligence without a platform as well. So there are a lot of automations which will be done for identifying these threats. So where AI plays a very major role. And according to the stats, cybersecurity workforce is expected to grow by 33% in 2030. So 2030 again is not too far, like 5, 6 years away, and creating 833, 833,000 only in US. So if you consider in India, there are many startups. So I believe you are also seeing a lot of growth in startups. So the way India is progressing, the way we youngsters are coming up, the way entrepreneurs are budding day on day, there are a lot of opportunities are being created these days. So even many students are very much aspired. I see many students are very much aspired to join. They are not looking at when we were at your shoes. I or any of my friends or my parents used to say I have to join a TCS, Wipro, or CTS for that matter. But these days, youngsters are very keen to do or create something in startup, learn a lot of things in startup. So I see a lot of interest people joining in startup, and there are a lot of startup has been created and developed in the past few years, and that is creating a lot of opportunity for AI and ML engineers to grow within the cybersecurity and other fields of AI. Okay, so now I have something interesting for you. I believe some of you might know this, or I'm just putting it for everyone's cause. So now we are, let's assume you want to learn cybersecurity, you want to practice cybersecurity. Is there any way that would increase your interest? Yes, when I was pursuing college, there isn't a platform where they provide you cash or reward based on what you report. But these days, I see many students who are investing a lot of time in identifying vulnerabilities, reporting them into the respective platform, getting recognized as well as they're getting rewards for that. So I just want to give you a few information. So it's like there are platforms, bug bounty platforms like HackerOne, Buckrout, Integrity, and Snipe. So these are like platforms where you get to see, you can just sign up into the platform. Especially HackerOne provides you public reports where you can read how vulnerability are being identified, how they are reporting it on the real time. And if there are like, if you sign up, you will be given one sample applications, where everyone report issues. So you can also test the platform. If you can able to spot any sort of a vulnerability, then you will be given rewards in dollars based on the platform and the application that you're assessing. There will be a lot of norms as well. If honestly, my suggestion would be read one vulnerability a day, try to understand vulnerability, try to exploit that particular vulnerability, and then go one by one. Don't run an automation tool, or don't just do you cannot become an ethical engineer, ethical hacker in just one day, right? So it takes time. You got to accept it. You take one by one, do it on a daily basis. Keep learning, learn about. I mean, there will be a lot of researchers who write blogs. There will be a lot of researchers who run a YouTube channel. So listen to them, read all the blogs. You can subscribe to our channels as well. We have a YouTube channel. We do post a lot of things about awareness, and there are a lot of people who post about their vulnerability identifications. So you read those things, try to identify or replicate those things on a different website or product where they are allowing you to test. Don't just do it on everywhere. That will put you under risk. But you can sign up to these platforms. There they will give you opportunities where they give you a platform to test, etc. So some people who have earned through these platforms like 20,000, there are like $1 lakh and $100,000 in one particular vulnerability. So all these companies pay bounty, huge amount of bounty, in fact, because they want to save their reputation. And imagine how much of reputation these people have saved for Facebook and Apple. So which had enabled them to pay more, right? And now that every company are doing it, most of the companies who are global are in this platform. And the reason why they are concerned about the data is because these days it is very tough to identify the loopholes that I have. If you are spotting and telling it to me, I'll be grateful, and I'm okay to give you some sort of a bounty as well. So this is where company's stature is right now. So if you want to learn and stay updated with the platform, probably you can be active on Twitter. Twitter is one such area where I have learned during my early stages. Twitter will help you to learn a lot of bug bounty tips. There will be a lot of people, and any particular vulnerability. First, I see that in Twitter going trend. I follow a lot of researchers. You can also follow a lot of researchers who post a lot of things, tips. It could be tips, it could be write-ups. So that will enable you to, be updated in this field. Attend a lot of meetups. There will be a lot of meetups which will be happening. OAS Chennai chapter. I'm one of the Chennai chapter lead for OWASP. And we also have null chapters for Chennai. So you attend those meetups, which will help you to stay updated in this field. Participate in capture the flag, hack the box, and vulnerable, which is like practicing, getting into the field, knowing the field. There will be a lot. I mean, you can tag along with people who are interested in cybersecurity. There are, I've seen blogs where it helps you to start afresh, and you don't need to worry about whether you don't know anything about ethical hacking. You can start today, and tomorrow you can be a better security researcher than this. So there are a lot of podcasts. I've just listed one. Maybe I can circulate this presentation once it's done, and maybe you can also look into this and subscribe to all the learnings that you have. So I mean, this is what I have for today. I just want to keep it short and help you get into the field of cybersecurity, know the parts of cybersecurity. If you have any sessions, you can give it here, tinyurl.com/vault-infosec, which will redirect you to a feedback page where you can provide your feedback. And you can follow me on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and Twitter. Thank you. If you want to write any personal emails, I encourage you to do it. Here is my email address for you, Vignesh@vault-infosec.com. Right. Any queries? Open to it. Just a minute. Let me stop sharing.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I have some folders in the Google Drive, and I want to share only one folder, so I am getting the link for that folder. If I send to the participants that folder, will it be possible to access the content in other folders for them?
No. Okay. It all depends on how you are providing the access. First of all, if you have, let's say you have 3 folders, A, B, and C.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
you are sharing the A folder to me, and you have not shared B and C, then I will not be able to see B and C at all. But if you have shared me the parent folder of A, B, and C, then I will be able to look into
Yes, that
all
is
the 3.
okay.
Yeah. But
Yes,
if you're only, when you share, there will be a lot of options that will be asked. If you
yes,
only share it with me, you can put my email address, you can share it. But if you
Okay.
want to share it publicly, then that is also possible in Google Drive. And not just Google Drive, any drive for that matter. You can take OneDrive, you can take any drive for that matter. If you want to share, you need to be cautious about the in information security. There is one saying called least privilege. So how much least
Yes,
privilege that you can grant, you need to follow that, which will help you to minimize all the excessive permissions and sharing it to others who are not intended.
okay. So if the folders are at the same level, if I have not sent the link for that, other folders may not be accessed by others.
No.
So it is secured only.
Yes. Obviously, yes. So Google takes a lot of steps to
yes, that steps okay. I thought that will it be possible to access or hack the other folders? That is why I am asking.
Sure.
So security they have provided,
Yes.
but is there any way to access beyond that by using any tool
Got
or?
it.
uh,
But I mean, that's predominantly our.
I understand their security level, but with the see we don't all the things. So will there be any tool to access other folders if I send the link for this folder? The lower level folders may be accessed. That is
Right.
different.
Right.
But at the same level, it may not be accessed,
No,
isn't it?
it cannot be.
Unless I send the link.
Yeah. You're right. Any other questions?
Sir, Sudarshan, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, we can close the session, sir. If there are no questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah,
Thank you. Thank you, Vignesh, sir. Mr. Vignesh, for this insightful session. And special thanks to our management and principal, sir, for support and their encouragement. And next, I extend my sincere thanks to our team research, sir, for his presence. And I thank our HOD ma'am for for her guidance and the encouragement for this successful event. Thanks to all participants and supporters for this successful session. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Thank you, Vignesh, sir. It was a wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Sudarshan. Thank you. Thank you, madam. Thank you all.
Thank you,
you.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Jay Kumar, sir.